I miss that. I mean, it took me a minute to remember how to push the button.
It comes back like riding a bicycle, Jason. You got it.
So right on, episode 88, wherever this night's going to take us. Already cracking the seltzers. See, we got a few other people online. There is no plan for this show. We'll just bullshit about whatever the fuck is going to come to mind. Other people may or may not jump in. It may just be the 5 or 3 of us for a while. It may be more. There may be musical entertainment. Who the fuck knows?
This is the wild card episode of the year.
It is. It's just a chance to hang out with the people that we like and that we do this why we do this, and spend some time with the community. So Brandon and Tim, thanks for hanging out with us to start, and then we'll see who else pops in later.
And being on so much throughout the year.
Thank you.
Too.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Tim have been stand-in guests. We appreciated it.
What's that?
What are you drinking, Tim?
I'm drinking a 8% pink lemonade seltzer that's made by New Belgium called Fruit Smash, and it is awful.
I didn't know New Belgium made seltzers.
So it's like, it's hard to read the print because it's white, which is super good on a white can, or light gray on a white can.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh,
but it's made by Blue City Brewing for New Belgium. So basically, this is Bell's right here.
There you go.
You know what I mean? This is basically Bell's.
Oh,
yeah,
And Larry said he'd never do a seltzer. Well, now he's gone.
Larry, you lied.
Watch, he's one of the 4 people watching us right now. That's
How many blueberry beers are going to be in the homebrew comp this year, you think?
I know at least one.
I do know that.
It's not mine.
Yeah. What about you, Brandon? What do you got?
Drinking some of my IPA first, and then I've got some high class, at least 1-year-old Vista Bay, which I believe is Aldi strawberry tea seltzer.
yeah.
I'm going ham on the expensive high quality stuff.
So the reason here is a couple years ago when we started doing this, it somehow turned into, I don't know, I think last year it peaked at like a seltzer fuck fest.
Yeah. Jesus.
Where I think between Brian and I anyway, I think we each got through a 12-pack of various seltzers.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
And so that's the tradition of having seltzers, why we're doing this as a seltzer show. I am not doing a 12-pack of seltzers tonight. I swear.
How effective were you guys at work the next day?
Golden, man. You know, you have to have your hydration routine in place, and if you do that, you're fine.
This is just water.
This is water.
Yeah,
true.
Right?
True.
I was telling Shana that all day.
I actually kind of feel like a little bitch right now because I got beer in my glass. So,
well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm drinking Fuzzy Navel. So
I mean, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, it is pretty good. Outside, generally, I don't think it does any wrong with their seltzers.
Well, Brian, I'll follow you up because I also got outside. It's the Pina Colada. Pretty sure I'm just drinking a glass of clear banana boat.
Am I a little louder right now? Was I too quiet before? Am I a little better now?
Move closer to the mic.
Yeah, you're good. You're good,
Speak
Brian.
deeply.
I'm trying not to eat it, but yeah.
So what outside did you start with? You said pina colada? Jordan?
Yeah, that's what I started with. Yep.
I got so the first cider or seltzer I'll go to. I'm going to go into this red, white, and boom.
I've had that one. It's good.
Is it?
I think it's good. It's like a blueberry lemonade thing going on.
Yeah, you know, Smirnoff does their red, white, and blue vodka stuff that I really like. It can be tasty. See, we already lost Jordan. He's already racking up a fucking seltzer.
Need to get a straw so he could drink it quicker.
I'm gonna mute myself real quick while I try to fuck with my mic just to make sure I'm.
So how'd your brew day go, Tim? When did you brew yesterday?
I brewed Saturday and Sunday. So I brewed a Goza base to do some more blending this year. I think I'm gonna do one with key lime juice and some graham crackers and try to do like a key lime pie Goza. And then I'm kind of undecided on the other half. And then I brewed a 60 shilling yesterday. So when it's cold like this, I like to do no chill beers. So beers with just one like hop addition early and just throw it out on the deck and let it cool down and rack it later. So
That sounds cool.
yeah, should be interesting. The 60 shilling is a little too dark. I used regular chocolate malt instead of pale chocolate, and it came out too dark, but it'll be good.
I normally never brewed a 60 shilling. So what's the difference? I guess, I think we did a show about it 2 years ago. What's the difference between that and a Scotch ale?
It's just less. It's like 1035 is your max OG with the BJCP. Color is about the same. Honestly, like the flavor profiles are really similar too, just like less hoppy, less alcohol.
Yeah, that's right. The name reference is like the alcohol rate for taxing, right? Something like that.
I think so. Yep.
Right on.
We should do a Scottish beer episode V2 and have Tim on.
Well, no, you got to have Gerald on, but he probably will be able to figure out how to do the technology.
Dude, so I got to so another keeper in the club, Gerald, a few weeks ago, a month ago, pinged me, and so I've recently moved, which is why I was off the air for a while, and I made mention that I really can't brew in this new house, and he pinged me one weekend, and he's like, "Come over and brew. I'm going to brew 20 gallons of, Scotch ale or whatever," and then I went over there, hung out for about an hour, watched him, play around with his setup. It's really cool. He's got a great rig in his garage, but he split that into 4 different batches that he did different yeast fermentations with, and then he brought all 4 of them to the club last week, and all 4 of them were fucking solid. Like, I think the point was to try to pick out, which order. I saw you sent through an order, Tim. I mean, I don't remember which ones were which, but I just, they were all so really, really fucking good. It was hard for me to decide.
Yeah, he's got that style really dialed in. And when I was gonna brew this, I actually talked to him and showed him my grain bill, and he dialed it in a little bit for me. So, and I also boiled. I pulled off a gallon of wort during the mash and boiled it down to a half gallon, too. So hopefully that'll add some fun things. But yeah, I think he brewed what would be a Scottish export is what he brought to the meeting. So a lot of times we say a Scotch ale, we mean like the wee heavy.
Right.
But he actually brought a lighter beer.
That was super solid. We should have him on sometime. I need to swing by and pick up or see if I can snag a growler from him, because it was tasty.
What do you remember the yeasts that he used? Do you remember which one?
I was just gonna ask that.
Yeah, was a favorite.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I know that he did Nottingham. I know he did a safe SO4.
Omega Scottish or Scotch, whatever.
And then he did one. It was
and one was a blend.
Yeah, it was Nottingham and Scottish ale together.
There you go.
Yeah. Super, super cool.
There might have been 2 blends even.
It could have been, yeah.
It was just the four beers, so just one blend. But it was pretty cool. And it was I was impressed with how different they all were. And I had a preference too. There was one that I was like, don't do this one again. and it was just because it was just so clean, the Nottingham. But he told me that a lot of people preferred that one. So but I thought it pulled a lot of the interesting caramely notes out of the beer.
I think I like the blended one the best if my memory serves, but it might not.
Somehow I got a little drunk at that meeting, and I don't recall which one was my favorite. But that's where I started. So
How did that happen?
I don't
Jason?
know.
That's
I really, honestly, I don't know, man. Like
unheard of.
we were, there was a lot of good beer and mead and cider. There's a lot of good beverages at the meeting. I know Casey had some awesome, like his Irish stout was there. It was really good. There was something else of his I tried. I can't remember. Tim, you had yours. What did you have? You had your cold IPA?
Me? No, I had a graph and
Oh, the draft. That's right. Really
I
fun.
had an oatmeal stout that tasted like an English brown.
Interesting.
So that's what I submitted it under for Northeast. So.
Did you? That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Enter what you brewed, not what you
Meant to brew. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
But
that.
no, it was good. It was good. I was just floating around, talking with everybody, having a good time. And next thing you know, my wife tells me it's time to go, and getting to the truck was a challenge. Thanks for the help, Brandon and Brian.
Wow.
Always there for you.
Well, I had stuff to carry. It's not like they helped me with the truck.
Sure. Yeah. Mhm.
David.
I was picturing them like rolling you into the bed of the truck. That was just-
It was all the Keeper's Cup beers, so it was more about keeping those safe than making sure Jason,
That's right.
Ah,
got to his car. So
Yeah,
priorities.
I'm super excited for Keeper's Cup. I can't wait to see who wins this year. I'm not going to repeat. It ain't going to happen, but.
So for those listening, our club does a little mini, just members only competition every year. It's still BJCP. We still have BJCP judges or trained, brewery judges or whatever. I think we have like some World Beer Cup and GABF judges doing it from Bell's this year, helping us out, and a certified BJCP judge. But we do a highest score competition for the club. No mini boss, no best of show, just straight up best score takes home the trophy. So we'll see how it goes. I scored last place last year with I think like an infected double IPA. Tim
You're about to
won.
get first this year then.
Yeah, we'll see.
That is the trend.
That is true. I mean, so Tim, this is the third year, right? In the first year, Tim and another member, Ron, tied for last place.
Yep.
And then took that feedback. I'm sure it wasn't completely just that feedback, but took that feedback and feedback from other competitions, improved the process. And then Tim went on to win it last year, which was super fucking cool.
Honestly, I think it was the lockdown. I brewed so much beer in the lockdown that I like dialed in my process. I think that's part of it.
that's good.
I mean, I'm a teacher, so I was working about 8 hours a week, because kids were working 0. So,
Yeah.
You taught yourself. Good job.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I feel like across the board, the club, maybe lockdown just did, a lot of people did the same thing because the beer in the club has gotten nothing but better and better and better. It's been awesome.
I agree. I think a lot of people have really found their. I think it's important to know what you're capable of, right? And I think a lot of people have dialed in what they're good at doing and continue to do it. You know what I mean? So like maybe they I'm trying to make an Oktoberfest and they make 3 shitty ones in a row. They go, all right, fuck it, I'll just make saisons because they're good, and then they keep making those. You know what I mean? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I can't make the same beer twice. I always have to change something. I rarely do just one thing. I can't be satisfied with one little change in assess. I have to change multiple things like a genius.
Just like a genius.
It's usually
make
not
things
for me
difficult.
too, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, the best ones are like you have your recipe and everything. You even like made some notes from last time you brewed it, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Like, oh, but this would be really cool if I use this hop here instead, or also, Yeah. Or man, I think I didn't make a starter. I better switch these. Yeah.
That's
Yes.
funny.
Right on. Looks like we got another guest.
Ooh.
Hey,
Joe.
hey, Joe.
Speaking of
National
Belgian beers.
Homebrew Club or National Homebrew Champion,
Yeah,
Yes.
Joe, right? Gold medal in what?
Belgian strong ale.
Belgian Strong Ale.
Woo.
It's fucking bad.
Unbeknownst to all of you, I just got scorched in like 2 competitions, so horrible scores.
I just saw your post on Instagram, dude. I was gonna comment on that. I feel the same way. I got like a 22 on a Meritzen at Foam this year.
Yeah,
So-
I got a 20 on a experimental fruit beer I've been trying to work on. Wow. It was weird. They liked it, but they're like, no base style really. Strawberry. It's supposed to be like a raspberry, kind of like dark wheat beer. So there's really Weizenbach I could throw it into, but it doesn't have that 50% other base to it. But yeah, they were looking probably for artificial raspberry, and it just didn't have that. It had like the tart raspberry taste to it, not the artificial.
You got to go with Jolly Rancher.
I
Right?
know.
In fact, yeah, I wonder if you just like submit two fruit beers side by side, one with like concentrated Jolly Rancher syrup and one with like fresh fruit. Like what would happen?
This one tastes more real.
I had one from the Michigan Beer Cup. It was a fruit beer that was scored pretty high, and it tasted like straight up what's that, amaretti syrup?
Yeah.
Okay.
It tasted just like that. I was like, well, I guess that's what I got to do is just add amaretti syrup into a beer, and I'll be good.
Water
Brian.
donkey to gold. Yeah. Speaking of Moscow Mule, I'm drinking a Moscow Mule cider, but
Nice.
Moscow Mule
Oh,
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's Kevin Penn.
oh, that's a nice pinball collection you got.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, man?
Hello.
How's it going?
You're supposed to get on, shotgun a seltzer, and go. That's all I asked for, man.
I don't have any seltzer.
So, yeah, speaking of, I'm gonna crack into this Sonic
Nice.
hard seltzer. See what
Do they have a tater tot flavored one?
Oh man.
This was the only one Megabev had. If they had tater tot flavored one, I would have bought it.
Good man.
Now I'm a little disappointed.
So what are you drinking, Kevin? No seltzer.
I have a short sour parade.
Nice.
Okay.
And you are sporting one of the sexiest fucking shirts I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
You say so.
I wore that
Oh
for you.
yeah, I recognize
Like
that.
that.
Yeah.
Who's that club?
Joe, don't I owe you one of those?
Yes. Waiting patiently.
I don't know if it's like the appropriate time to bring it up, but we technically owe a lot of people a lot of things
No, there
from
Yes.
this time last year.
there will be no fucking giveaways this time. I owe Joe a shirt completely out of that. No, last year we
I still
thought
got my hats.
we'd do all these giveaways. Like every fucking 10 minutes or 15 minutes, we were doing some like random drawing giveaway. And I don't think anybody got any of the shit from that show.
They did. We had some beer that we were giving away. I don't remember what it was, but a few people got like 3-packs or 6-packs of whatever. And it was like a shitty beer. Oh, it was shrimp. The
It was
shrimp
shrimp. It's a shrimp beer. Oh my God.
Seagump.
Yeah.
So I see in the future for Homebrew Fest Boilermakers of Kevin Penn's hot ass fucking whiskey in a glass of shrimp beer.
Oh.
Whoa.
Where is that whiskey? I left it on your bar.
We threw it away.
Did you? It was ruined. I ruined it this year. It was gross.
There was a bottle of Soko that was around, like a half bottle we found around the campsite, and we topped it off with that, and I hit it up in the thing, and then David Jones is like, no, some kid's gonna get hurt with this, so he threw it away. But I was hoping some camper would find it and be like, "Look, guys, so cool."
When
It was
Tim
too
did
much,
that,
yeah.
that was hilarious, and I thought it would be funny. But then, as we're
Oh,
packing up
God.
and going home, David Jones was like, "No, we can't do that. Just some kid's gonna find that and wind up in the fucking ER or some shit."
Yeah, but think about the alcoholism that might have been avoided.
Oh,
True.
God.
Yeah, it's really a public service if
Right,
you think
that's-
about it.
yeah.
No, it wasn't enjoyable at all. So it deserved to be in the trash.
I have to step away for a second. I will be right back.
It was kind of enjoyable seeing other people try it, though. So here's that.
Yeah, that's the idea. Usually, it's like the hubris where people come up and they're all like macho and they're like, "Yeah, let's go," and they do a shot, and then you just watch the realization that they made a mistake wash over their face.
Oh, yeah. And then out their mouth sometimes.
Yeah, it's fun.
It was good, man.
Was that its name this year? Hubris? Or hubris
Something like
regret
that.
Or something like that.
That sounds right.
Bad news.
That'll be next year's.
Hey, you'd sit there warning people at the end of the night, "Oh, no, don't drink that. Don't drink that." And meaning it sincerely. And that would just goad them to try it.
Yeah.
Well, I think usually I put like 2 or 3, maybe 4 ghost peppers in it, and I put I think 13 dried Trinidad scorpions in it this year.
Jesus.
It's not good.
So,
How long does sit in there?
I mean, I figured you would I figured it would top out somewhere, right? Like there's got to be a point where you can put so many of them in there and it doesn't get any more spicy, But apparently 13 is not topped out.
So 15 next year.
Well, we got to keep pushing it. We got to find that plateau.
I guess.
It's-
It was just like the first year I did it, I would go shot for shot with everybody that would come up to the bar, And last year I did it, I took like 1 shot and I didn't do any more. I didn't drink any more the whole weekend. It was just not a good idea.
What's going on, Matt?
What's up, Matt?
hey, Matt.
How you doing? What's going on?
Hello.
We're just talking about Michigan Homebrew Festival and
Yeah.
drinking pepper-infused
Oh, yeah.
hubris bourbon.
Sounds fun.
What you drinking?
Yeah.
What you got tonight?
This is it's a lager, pretty much American light lager. That was pressure fermented with American, just like the basic American lager yeast.
Your lager?
So, yeah.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this will be a video at some point. It's still really cloudy, but I did like cold side findings maybe 5 or 6 days ago. So it's got some time to clear up and lager in the keg. So
Awesome.
For those of you on that don't know Matt, Matt has a YouTube channel called Trouble Brewing, and he's been on the show a couple times hanging out with us. Go check him out and subscribe to his show or whatever. But yeah, thanks for joining us tonight.
Would you say, Matt, that you're a lager boy?
yeah, I would say I'm a lager boy.
We got to get Matt a patch when we see him next.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I pretty much have a light lager on tap. It's year round. I'm not picky with the season, so American light lager is just always going to steal a tap downstairs, which is great.
Yeah.
You got any seltzer in the fridge?
I do, but so I made a seltzer and I just don't like it. I really don't.
Was that the Lutra one?
Yes. Yeah, it's a Lutra one, but
What happened?
yeah, it's just not. Well, I'm sure it tastes fine. It's okay. Maybe I'm just picky, but it has this yeasty, winey, kind of aroma to it, and it's got kind of a weird off flavor to it. I mean, if I put flavoring in it, I'm sure it will go away, but I just don't particularly love it. But it only costs $20, so it's not. I'm not married to it.
Save it. Bring that to Michigan Homebrew Festival next year, and we'll throw. We were just talking about this earlier too. Throwing just whole bottles of amaretti syrup and things, and I'm sure it'll go over great. We can turn it into a Moscow.
Right on.
There you go.
Or rush you by that shit.
Oh,
Yep.
that's right.
Make
Yeah,
it like
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, make it like an Italian soda bar and just have those sitting out for people to.
That'd be sweet.
Or add a bunch of Reapers to it.
Do that too.
I mean, you can trash some lines with that shit for sure, but it's fun. So right on. What do you? I walked away for a second. I had a work call. Welcome, Matt. How you doing, man?
How you doing? Nice seeing you again.
Fantastic.
So I will say the Sonic Hard Seltzer, not terrible. It was honestly better than the sunscreen I was drinking a second ago.
I'm
Does it
trying.
say-
I just finally cracked into my first seltzer, this Red White Boom by Oddside, and I'll have to say that it's not very flavorful. Like I'm bummed at I was hoping for more. Boom.
Isn't that the goal of seltzer, though?
More.
Shouldn't it be just refreshing and just kind of taste like a rumor of fruit, right? Like a LaCroix?
Maybe, but I feel like with the alcohol and with the fun labels and shit like this, like look at this. Boom. It's got like an explosion of pop. I feel like it's false advertising.
Yeah, it looks like a unicorn threw up on that can.
You know,
Basically.
probably
left
true.
over from the 4th.
I actually have to peel it and see if there's if it's really like a dank juice can.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I was excited
yeah.
at first. You said you were going to peel it, and I thought that they were doing some sort of like giveaway, like on the can.
That's
like,
as soon as he said that, I picked mine up, and I'm like, I gotta.
get
Oh,
outside
geez.
points to redeem.
Oh,
for-
there is something underneath it.
Look, we're not giving shit away ever again. What we learned is you can't trust drunks to.
Ah,
Oh, look, underneath it is a Pog cider or a Pog seltzer.
that's what I got too. Now I'm gonna peel my other ones.
Okay.
Huh.
So we actually talked to Wes O'Leary about this
That.
before, you know, and they ordered a bunch of cans before COVID, and they had them all like printed up, and then there was a can shortage, so they started just pivoting and breaking into other cans and then doing these sticker wraps on them. And so it is funny. A lot of the outside beer that you were buying last year was actually in like dank juice cans. Which I get it. You gotta do what you gotta do. It's just kind of it's funny.
Yeah.
Gotta have mine too.
As I opened both of mine, and they were both Pog cans. So,
How'd you even break into this?
nails.
My scratchers.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Do you remember that episode when we first started when I was trying to like open a beer with a pair of scissors or something? And I like cut myself and was bleeding.
Yeah. It was
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's. We got to
Wow.
do like a blooper reel at some point. That'll be one of them.
My can's just.
In
can's just a
order
can.
to do a blooper reel, somebody would have to go through the 200 plus hours of fucking video that we got.
Matt and I were talking about that. And
Cool.
talking about how we probably should post shorts from our show occasionally.
No, I do.
As extra content.
When we did the video with Matt a few weeks ago, he was telling us how our shit's too long and we've got to short bits of content. Nobody wants to sit here. We're already 29 minutes in. This is fucking over, right?
Oh yeah.
Well,
That's
for
so-
shorts, I noticed it's weird with the shorts because I looked at the metrics on those, and yeah, it's so good for reaching people that you haven't reached before. That's what it's good for. So like normally, like returning traffic is huge for like a video I would just produce, but that short, like 90% of the people who viewed it have never seen any of my content before.
Nice.
So it might be good to just break these up. If you think that was something was entertaining or funny, just write down the timestamp on a piece of paper, and then just make a shitty little 60-second clip, and then throw it up there, and you might get some outreach.
Do you do you remember Brad Allison at all?
No.
So
Beer reviews.
Very familiar.
yeah.
Yeah.
He came to a South County Homebrew Club meeting back when they first started, and I was just watching some stuff on Better on Draft the other day because they come on Friday nights and it's just something I do or whatever. But I think they have Brad Allison doing shorts for them now, and he does beer reviews or whatever. But
That's cool.
just happened to notice that. Yeah. I don't know.
Right on.
Okay.
So Kevin, any updates on MHF this year? Can you confirm it's going?
Yeah, MHF will always go. I mean, even if it's just a couple
Yeah.
people, right? It's never. It'll always be something, right? Did I think Dan talked to you a little bit about a supplemental event that we're talking about, didn't he?
He did. He
Oh.
did.
Yeah, I can't really, confirm or deny the existence or where this is in the planning process, but I know that we're looking at something, maybe a midwinter meetup, maybe at Camp Agua, maybe a little bit more muted, more like a homebrew meeting, like a one-day event, but like super early planning phases right now, so nothing's really been discussed or like in detail yet.
I would tell you, I was shocked last year walking around MHF at how many people came up to me and thought the beer cup was dying and that MHF was dying. Like that people were like, "This is the last year," and I'm like, "No, it's not. This is not the last year. It can't be the last year." Well, first off, I can speak affirmatively to beer cup, because we're organizing that this year, so that is definitely happening. But and I would assume so for MHF too.
Yeah, I think, I mean, with like the minute amount of effort that really goes into, like us promoting the event or like going out for sponsors or anything, if there was any inkling that it would, be dying or getting smaller, there'd be any danger of us not having enough people to go at Agua, we would just try just a little bit and then we would get more people, right? That's all.
Just any amount of effort.
Yeah, just like any additional effort on top of what we put into it now would just really kick it up into the stratosphere, I think.
Right on. Well, then pivoting to Joe, next year, do you have any preview on the hired help that you're going to bring in to help kill it again, or?
We're not gonna
No.
not bring a theme. We're gonna do a theme,
Yeah.
but
That's right. You won the Dead Grass Award, so you get to phone it in this year.
yep.
Ooh.
We're gonna mail it in. We're just gonna.
That's right.
No, we got something. We have something planned out. Maybe a little bit too advantageous, in my opinion, but we're gonna do it anyways. But
Okay.
More so than Motor City's Jeopardy.
we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, damn.
Well, I know. So that's the Dead Grass is the only award now that Keepers hasn't won. So I think it's should be our only focus this year.
You just got to bring the party, man. That's all. Like,
Yeah.
like think about why does KGB keep winning it and have all those people over there all the time? It's because they're constantly playing like late 80s or maybe late 90s, mid 90s, like dance hits, right? Like, look at all the video from them. It's all, New Kids on the Block, like Backstreet Boys. That's what brings all the girls to the yard, man. That's it. You guys got to do that.
Milkshakes. Yeah.
I thought we could go at it this year until Joe brought out the fucking fire jugglers and shit. And,
That was wild.
I mean,
The water feature, right?
Yeah, the water show.
Yeah.
Because it was not a dunk tank. Because dunk tanks are expressly prohibited in our insurance rider.
No.
It was a water feature.
Nope.
That's awesome. Water feature.
That was just a fountain.
Did anybody ever figure out like whose sausage that was?
No, that was great though. I appreciated that. I thought it was hilarious. So
I think I missed the sausage.
Yeah, what's the sausage? I need to know
We
more.
drained out the tank. There was a sausage in there. There was some random other articles in there. So
Jeez.
Like a baby Ruth.
unfortunately not a baby Ruth. That'd been awesome.
That's too bad.
But yeah, the sausage was pretty well devoid of any color at that time.
Hydrated.
Mm.
It's probably a vice versa, right? It was white. It started out that way.
You know what you
Like a
should have done
blood.
is save 5 gallons of that water and made a beer.
Oh, it
Oh yeah.
Next year.
Mm.
Good
We
luck.
call it water feature.
Human sausage water.
Come
Matt,
test
this
my
is what you
knees.
missed by not coming home.
I know. It seems like I missed a good year.
Every year's a good
Every
year.
year's a good year.
But what's the talk with? Did you guys not have good attendance or something? Why are you guys saying that it's not? It may or may not happen.
No, I don't. I mean, the attendance was probably.
It was just the cool kids this year.
I think it was on the uptick after COVID, right?
Yeah.
Like, it definitely dipped with COVID and it started coming back up. I think I don't know. It was just like a rumor that was going around that like everything was dying, and it's not. You couldn't be further from the truth. Like, I don't know where it got started. I'm happy to start squashing it. You know, I mean, I tried to squash it then. Everybody that told me that, I was like, you're wrong. You know, it's bullshit. There's absolutely happening. Even if, like Kevin said, even if it's me and Brian and Jordan and Kevin and Dan camping at Camp Agua, fucking Beer Fest is happening. So
We just started spreading that rumor so Bobby would believe it and stop coming.
that's right. I didn't see him this year.
He was there.
Was he?
Oh yeah, he was definitely there.
I don't remember.
All right, I got to complain for a second.
Ooh.
Lake life, I do not recommend.
Is it?
Is that a plaque on your wall or a beer?
Yeah, it's a seltzer, vodka spiked seltzer.
That's an
Okay.
appropriate seltzer name, actually. I can see a lot of
Yeah,
particular
white
group of
peach and
folks
honey.
going for that.
I will say the nose is phenomenal on this. Like I thought it, like if it tasted how it smelled, this would be like fan-fucking-tastic. But the best way I can describe it is that the smell tastes like what is it? It smells like honey, smells like peaches, smells delicious. And the taste is like when you walk into a public bathroom, and you're standing in front of a urinal.
Oh, it's cake.
Yeah, like the smell is great. Like I just want to sit here and smell it.
See,
But
this
I
is
don't
why
know
you
if
got
I
to
can
get
take
your certification. I would love to see that on a score sheet. Like just written down, you know.
Tastes like
full-
urinal
full-
cake.
Yeah. Not
can't
just
do
urinal
this.
cake, you have to have the whole thing there.
Tastes
Oh.
like a 5-year-old urinal cake that's been pissed on by over 10,000 men.
37 out of 50.
Not yeah, 30. Yeah.
Well, men ate asparagus before pissing on it.
Oh God.
Oh god.
All right. I gotta. Yeah, I'll be back.
That's one thing I've never had before. I've never had an asparagus beer, or like wine or meat or anything.
You've had an asparagus beer, Brian.
Really?
Yeah,
Who? Where?
it was at Right Brain.
Oh,
That's right.
God, you're right.
Yeah, when you bought a 6-pack of it.
I mean, to be fair, that was after like miles of bike riding and kayaking
In
and
fucking
drinking.
frozen weather.
Yeah. I forgot about that, and it was pretty good.
No, it was delicious. It was amazing. I would have bought a 6-pack myself, but I bought a pie that I was going to try to kayak back for my wife, and well, that didn't survive.
Did it
So-
not? I don't ever remember what happened to that.
I mean, it was like, well, we got fucking poured on while we were kayaking back, and none of us had like waterproof anything, so the whole package was just like disintegrated, and it was like smushed. We tried eating it, and it was like it kind of tastes like lake water. I'm like, that's not good. Should have went with the beer.
So I just cracked transient sparkle water.
Ooh.
It literally calls itself a hard seltzer made from corn sugar.
Okay.
So not flavored. Oh my god! Wait, that's it.
Yeah.
It
It looks,
Looks like a hazy.
Does it have fruit?
Wow.
yeah, it's got peach,
Oh.
vanilla, key lime,
Ah.
Okay. Okay.
but still, I don't know if any peach, key lime. I don't know. It's awful dark.
Well, how's it taste? That's what we need to know.
I know you've seen Smooge. Like you can't judge a seltzer based on its appearance.
All right.
Well, everything like Kevin, you were saying, like seltzer should just be a hint of flavor, or like a LaCroix.
Mm.
This is like a fucking donkey punch of peach and key lime.
Which one is it, Jason?
Transient sparkle water,
Sparkle water.
which
all right.
does not sparkle nor does it look like water. But holy shit, is it like?
What's it look like? I missed the.
Is this like
Oh,
a good
what
donkey
the-
punch?
Yeah.
Like
That,
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
flavorful. It's
that orange juice?
what it looks like. It's what it
It's like
feels
orange
like.
juice. You guys locked up.
Peach, key lime.
I'm going with a lime as well, so I switched over to a breakwater
That stuff's not bad.
lemon lime. Yeah. UP crafted. All right. I just grabbed it because it said seltzer. Didn't even look at what it was.
Like, is that Black Rocks?
That could be. It could be.
Okay.
I don't know. Kevin, have you brewed anything this year?
Oh,
You know,
or doc.
My club just did a cider pressing at a local orchard here in Howell, and I've got some cider going upstairs right now, but I haven't brewed since I brewed for Homebrew Fest.
Really? What are you doing with your cider?
I've got 6 gallons of it, and I'm doing it primary right now, and then I'm going to put it on 40 pounds of triple berry, just frozen
Jesus fuck.
triple berry, and make 10 gallons of like a triple jam ish clone.
Awesome.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Blake's triple jam. That stuff's so good.
That is a good one.
I've got like two batches of maybe 3 batches of cider that I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with yet. So I've been thinking fruited. Maybe I'll do something similar.
So we had our cider pressing earlier in the season, and Jeff Carlson, the 45th time reigning world champion of cider.
Yeah, the cider guru.
Yeah. Anyway, he was there, and he won. I think he won this year he won Best of Show at Michigan Beer Cup with his fire cider, and I forget what I don't know. He won 22 Glint Cap medals or some bullshit.
Oh my
Yeah, I think he took something in every category. I was looking through it. It was like stupid.
So anyway, he won with a fire cider, and then I think everybody went home and boiled the shit out of their cider. So
Yep.
I mean, it was cool. He was talking about how to do it and pass on information. I bought 8 gallons of pear and 8 gallons of apple juice and promptly threw it in my freezer and haven't done shit with it. So
Nice.
All right.
the idea of the
pear. Jordan didn't have this issue. I did, and I don't know if it's my fault or if it's because I got the first squirt out of the pear juice thing. But I had an acetobacter infection
Mm.
that I didn't realize until I was after I kegged it,
Mm.
and because I didn't even try it. But yeah, mine was super vinegary. I ended up dumping the whole thing.
What
I replaced my beer
what
lines
yeast
and
did you
stuff,
use?
but, Cote de Blanc.
Okay. Is that aggressive at all? Do you
I
know?
don't think it's particularly aggressive.
Maybe for a wine yeast, but that's not saying much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So I oh, go
I
ahead.
was going to say I would camped in it, Jason, before you do it.
I actually
just
think
in case.
I think it's gonna thaw and go straight into the kettle to boil.
Okay.
So my wife, she had, I believe it was Steve Rogup's plum ice cider,
Ooh.
and
Plum on an ice cider.
I think he did. I could be wrong. He's watching. He can comment. But we left the keepers meeting, and she told me that I had to do something with plums or plum cider, plum ice cider. I won't do an ice cider. I don't have the patience for it.
Mhm.
So I'll probably do a plum fire. I'm sorry,
cider.
Perry. Perry. She was really excited about the Perry. I don't know. Pear cider. It doesn't matter. I know Tim just put in. Did you order that already, Tim?
No, so I'm waiting to hear back because it's like $25 shipping, and I live 27 miles away. So I'm trying to figure out if I can just pick it up.
What are you looking for?
There's a Coloma. There's a company that does like fruit extracts and flavorings and stuff, and you can buy like quarts of concentrated juice. They're usually like 65 to 70 bricks, and they have lots of different flavors, and most of them run about 17 or 18 bucks a quart. But they recommend like diluting and making juice out of it. But I think one of those quarts would go a long way for like a 5-gallon batch of cider or
hell yeah.
Mhm.
So we're gonna check them out. It's cheap enough to take a chance, and if it sucks, to say fuck these guys, you know. But
65 bricks is 1.322 gravity.
What's that? Oh,
65 bricks is 1.322 gravity.
Yeah.
I guess for
what I like about their site is they specifically talk to brewers. There's a whole page on their site about brewers and vintners and how to use their product. And their product is 100% fruit. There's no additives, nothing. So I think we're all getting like a few quarts of different concentrates, fruit concentrates. And I'm going to do that with so I've got two different things I got to do. I've got 2 kegs of Cloud Barrel sour. I think I'm going to put some fruit concentrate on a sour and see what it does. And then I've got that pear juice and the apple cider I need to boil down.
I was looking at their website, and it looks like they do a European apple concentrate too.
What's the company?
Cheaper.
I'm curious now. Cheaper?
Coloma fruit purees or something like that.
It's frozen Coloma frozen foods, I think.
Yeah.
Here.
It's cool.
Oh,
I think Nate buy stuff from them sometimes too.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. Yeah, somebody in the club was definitely talking about it. Them
Pretty sure it was Nate.
I actually have to confirm. I believe that Arclight Brewing out of Waterville, I believe they did some of their fruit sours. Some of their were done with shit they got from Galoma.
Okay.
So I know they've been, they've worked with breweries. Like I said, you can go on their site and they talk about how to use their product for brewing or winemaking. Yeah.
interesting.
Tim. I just put it in our chat.
Where are they at? You said it's local?
Yeah,
Coloma.
local to us, kind of.
Coloma.
It's like between like St. Joseph and Kalamazoo, kind of.
It's like on 94. It's like exit, like 30.
We'll
My
check it
my
out.
side
there
of
and-
Kalamazoo or your side?
Chicago side of Kalamazoo.
Yep. But if it's any good, we'll spread the gospel.
I mean, so they sell their concentrates in like quart, gallon, 5 gallon, and bigger, I think. And they sell some of their fruits. They just sell frozen bricks of fruit, like 24 or 40 pound bricks. And then they also sell purees. I think the purees are like 24 pounds. So ultimately, Kevin, check them out. If you see anything on there you want, I'll bring it over to you.
Oh, hey, Tim, it says on their Brewers and Vintners page that you can pick up, but don't order online. Call them or email them.
Okay, I'll do that tomorrow. Then I have Wednesday off, so I'll take care of that Wednesday then.
Yeah, I got a quart of pear concentrate, plum concentrate, and muscat grape concentrate. I want to put that muscat with a sour base.
Yeah, I was thinking like that, or the there's another sweet white they have. It'd be really interesting to throw into a beer. Or
They had a
sour.
Riesling, I think. That's pretty good.
Would be good. Man.
Right on. What have you brewed recently, Matt?
Yeah, just the lager right now. I'm gonna do a Schwartz beer like soon-ish, probably the next few days. But that's about it, man. I don't really have anything else scheduled. I need to plan my next. I need to buy in bulk now because my homebrew supply shop closed. So I'm really bummed about that. Cap and Cork.
Captain Cork.
Captain Cork. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I supported those guys for forever, man. I've been buying their stuff forever just to like, even if it costs more money, I'm like, I just want to make sure you guys are doing good. Like, I don't care. Like, if it costs more, I'll
Man,
buy your stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Andy.
Right. Yeah.
Where
It's
you
really
at,
sad.
Matt, where are you at?
Oh, I'm like I'm 32 in Van Dyke, so I'm like an hour north of Detroit.
Cadillac Straits. That's
Yeah, Cadillac Straits right there, isn't it?
1 mile John R.
Do it. No pressure.
And actually, we talked to him at the guy that owns that brewery at the Detroit Beer Fest, and he's like super all in on home brewing. And
That's Gary
Yeah.
Marshall. He's KGB. He's
yeah,
at Homebrew Fest every year.
yeah. So he was
shop has
cool as fuck.
Pretty much, I'm always stocked. It's super small shop, but they have everything you need all the time. Like, say 95% of the time they have everything you want or need.
Yeah, so I'm like 40 minutes north of Cadillac Straits.
Mm,
So
I know it's when you live in a bigger area, that's a long ways. But I'm a little cuck living in the country, so I drive 40 minutes.
There's they've been getting a little bit bigger, but Hopcraft Supply
mhm.
in Michigan too. They
Hopcraft,
do
yeah.
$5 flat rate shipping for up to 35 pounds of stuff
Oh, wow.
in the state.
Yep.
So it's pretty good. Like I try to support Distant Whistle over here, but $5 is less than it costs me in gas to get over to Distant Whistle sometimes. So it's like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
and they have, you know, White Lab stuff occasionally and some stuff that I might want that Distant Whistle doesn't have. So they're a pretty good option too. And I don't think they're like a big homebrew shop. It's not like they're like a Northern Brewer or something like that. They're more, I'd say, like an Adventures in Homebrewing pre-buyout sort of homebrew shop.
Yeah. I used to go to Adventures all the time before they closed. Now, the last like 4 times I've brewed, I've just gone to Siciliano's in Grand Rapids, like when I was there for work.
Yeah.
You know, I just
Yeah.
time my work trips around going to that, but like that's hella far away for me. The closest place for me right now, I'm in Howell, and the closest place for me is like probably Cadillac Straits, honestly.
There's not a homebrew shop in Lansing.
Yeah, there's a couple downtown.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't make it out that way. I go to GR every once in a while. That's about it.
Well, Siciliano's is like fucking awesome shop. So
It is.
Yeah, for as small as they are, they got everything you need.
good bottle shop too.
Yeah.
They had cigars as well. They had cigars and tea.
Yeah.
Like last time I was in there, I had tea. And they used tea and a beer that I bought from there. It was great.
Coffee. I've got some coffee there from that's been great.
Yeah.
Like they have all the important vices covered.
Yeah.
Good job. Most of them nowadays. I
If
suppose
only I
there's
could
one
get
or
my
two.
amphetamines there. It would be awesome.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I'm sure you can get yourself, some sort of caffeinated alcoholic beverage, some Four
Yeah.
Loko light.
There's that gas station right around the corner that I'm pretty sure you can get whatever else you need.
Kevin, just text me. I'll meet you there, buddy.
Yeah, let's go. First one's free.
We should just have MHF winner in the gas station parking lot or something.
That's it. MHF 2036 is going to be in that gas station parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh.
My face is warm already. I'm only three seltzers in.
Are you three? You're three in.
I am
Mhm.
just about
I'm
to
I'm
open the door.
technically 3 in because I didn't drink one, but I'm on my 4th. I only bought 5, so
3 and 9 to go.
yeah.
So, Kevin,
What
you did take Thanksgiving off, or you cooking?
No, man, I don't cook anymore. I'm an accountant, basically. I just chase money.
Oh man.
No cooking comps this year, this winter, this fall.
No, I'll be doing a competition. I'm bringing a bunch of chefs to a competition in the spring at Dorsey again.
Okay.
But I cook when I want to, not when I have to now.
Oh, that's good.
Well, every year, go back to your fucking advice of taking that shit out of that fucking oven before it hits temp.
Yeah, I gotta post that.
You do.
The turkey triage. I was thinking about posting it today. Like the 5 pro tips to make your Thanksgiving better, right?
Right. Take
Brine
that.
your turkey, use fresh herbs, right? Cook based on time and temperature, not just temperature. Make 10 times more gravy than you think you need.
Yep.
Damn it, I can't remember the 5th one off the top of my head, but the 5 pro tips.
Have a good bottle of bourbon at the ready.
Yeah, there you go.
We're actually, we moved this year into a really tiny house. I moved from, like 3,500 square feet to 700 square feet. So I used to host a big Friendsgiving and invite a bunch of people over, and I can't do that anymore. So thankfully, some of our friends are hosting this year so that we can go there. The Joneses, thank you.
Oh.
But they're vegetarian, and we're going to do a full vegetarian Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I love, sorry, Brandon's back. I love corn roast, QUORN or whatever it is. It's a mushroom protein. I love the roast. I love them. So I'm doing a hot beer marinated corn roast.
Ooh,
Nice.
For
love that.
for Thanksgiving. That's
My wife is a vegan, and so I make everything for my entire Thanksgiving dinner vegan except for the turkey.
Right
So
So like I make vegan mashed potatoes, the stuffing's vegan, like everything except for I make turkey.
Does she tofurkey?
No, she doesn't give a fuck. I mean, she
Okay.
doesn't want to eat fake meat, right? Like she doesn't eat meat because she doesn't like meat. So
Okay.
it's just all about the side dishes.
That's a great logic. That's
with the Joneses in the past, I mean, we've been having Thanksgiving with them for I think 3 years, and I've always done a veg. Thankfully, they're vegetarian, not vegan, so I can get away with mashed potatoes. I don't have to do anything weird there. Sour cream and butter is fine. But I've always done like vegetarian stuffing and meat stuffing, vegetarian gravy and meat gravy.
Yeah.
And I've kind of doubled up on it for the last 3 years. And now I'm just saying, like I said, fuck it. We're going full vegetarian. Thankfully not vegan. So
That's where I'm at. I did both of them for years and years, and it was just too much work, man. It's like just make the vegan stuff and make it awesome, and that's it.
Yep.
So I was putting so much work and effort into making like vegetarian stuffing, and then I was like, holy shit, this is just as good as my chicken stuffing. Like, why the fuck am I doing that? So
Dude, my vegan gravy is so much better than just like thickened up turkey drippings. Like it's awesome.
Yep. Right on. I don't know who El Toro is, but you've been beard. Thank you, sir.
Welcome to the show,
Right on.
El.
El otro.
El Otro. What are you drinking now, Joe?
British Brown. It's a new recipe. I don't know. We'll see. Might get scorched in this one too.
Are you sniping because nobody enters British Brown recipes?
No, I've done the best bitter. I've done ordinary. I've done ESP. So I was like, I gotta move in a different category. Try something else. I mean, they're all kind of similar, so it's like a very thin line between styles. So
I know we a couple of years ago we were talking about. I think some of us pulled in like information from various comps to kind of see like what categories are underrepresented. Man, I don't think rosemary and grapefruit belong together. Period. Anyway, so it got me on the English bitter or ESB. Like nobody was entering that for years, and so I started brewing one, and it was the most boring ass fucking beer I've ever brewed.
Yeah, it depends on what maltster you're using. I mean, hops apparently it had to be fresh. It can be done well. It just has to take some tweaking because everybody's kind of expecting something out of it. And, I mean, that's kind of like when you go to a comp. If you have like two judges, one's always looking for something more extreme than the other. One's always looking for extreme malt or balance. One's looking for extreme bitterness or extreme malt.
Yeah.
There's never like a plateau. There's always somebody has like a certain taste, and if you don't match that, you're kind of in the middle.
It's a crapshoot. Like you have to hit. You can have an amazing beer if it doesn't hit that first group of two people right.
Yeah,
it doesn't go on. I mean,
Yeah.
I've thrown the same beer into two different comps and had a 15-point swing, which is crazy. You know, same bottling, same batch, everything within weeks. You know, so.
Yeah, I just had my bitter do a 40, 42, and then a 28.5.
Oh,
Wow,
Same batch.
that's a
Yeah.
huge swing.
Yeah. Was that in foam cup?
That was Charlie Orr that went to 28.5. Yeah.
Man,
that's no good. That's no fun.
Yeah. I
I
have
know
no
I had-
luck with Illinois. Illinois is my weak spot.
I had an okay pale ale that I entered in a few different competitions, and one of my biggest gripes was the score I got at one of them wasn't off, but you could tell from the notes that the judge was comparing it to Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Like everything he said was it wasn't basically Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. I'm like, that's one example, man. So I was a little grumpy about how all of his comparisons were basically comparing it to that one commercial beer style. So, which I was okay with the score.
Guidelines. They're just
Yep.
guidelines. They're not like
Yeah.
some law. They're meant for you to go off of and then like kind of put your own intuitive thought into it.
Yeah. I mean, it's so subjective, you know, and arbitrary. I did it. I didn't do a lot of comps this year, but I entered the same beer in every comp that I got or that I did enter in this year, and to get like just wildly different scores and comments and feedback and shit was somebody's laundry's done.
Yeah, that's
Your underwear are dry.
yeah, you can't get too hung up on the scores. Like if you're a good brewer, you will consistently come back with good scores. You know what I mean? So like Joe brews really good fucking beer, and he's talking about getting 40s and shit on his beers, which means they're amazing. And when you get that 28.5, you just gotta be like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
That's how you know. You know what I mean?
They just couldn't find judges, probably. That's somebody's girlfriend.
Yeah.
yeah.
That is true. Oh, man.
Or somebody's boyfriend. I'm gonna, just throw that out there.
There you go.
There's a
I've never even gotten a 40 before. Highest is a 39, I think, or 38.
It's
I'll
still
get
like,
there.
that's at the high end of very good, right?
yeah.
Or excellent, even.
When you're talking like 36 and up, like you're like in the wheelhouse, like you're about
No, I
to.
think that's the low end of excellent, actually.
Yeah.
That's like mid to high 30s are like fucking awesome. Like that's the shit that sells like in breweries. Like that's stuff that people would like pay for pints of and like not be upset about and stuff like that. Those are not bad scores. Like people get like mid 30s scores and be like, oh, it's only mid 30s. Those are fucking good beers. It's just, oh my god.
Wrong answer.
Yeah. Wrong.
Brian, you're wrong.
Someone else's laundry is done.
Yeah.
It's the buzzer before I go on one of my rants or something.
Time.
Yeah.
So several of us are in the Master Homebrew program and part of that page, which I think it's actually a show that we're going to have coming up in December. We're actually going to have the guys on from the Master Homebrew program.
Oh.
Which, if you're a homebrewer, check it out on Facebook or Google it. It's just kind of like it's kind of like gamifying your homebrewing competition score sheets, kind of stuff. It's really neat. But somebody posted on Facebook the other day, or somebody got a shout out because they got an award for getting a 50-point.
Oh, yeah.
score sheet.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
It's like, who the fuck? Like, I've never seen like the highest score I've ever gotten is a 46, and I thought they were smoking crack. But to see a judge throw out a 50,
It was
I
somebody's
saw
girlfriend.
somebody on Instagram, and I think Joe might know them too. I'm not 100% sure, but that they said the other day that they've gotten 250s before.
Wow.
Just in the last couple of years.
no.
Yeah,
No.
like,
it's crazy.
My highest was a 47.5. That was my first competition, so my ego was like.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Then after that, it was like 29, 30, 32. I was like,
Yep. I think one of my early competitions was one of the Grand Rapids brew stores. So it was either O'Connor's or Siciliano's. I had a Belgian that got a 48, and that did kind of stick in my head.
yeah.
I'm like, there's no way it was a good beer, but is it a 48? I don't know, but
did you save that
I'll
sheet?
stick with it. I've got it somewhere. Yeah, I think it's on my MHP, my Master Homebrew Program score sheet.
There you
so
go.
It was worth something, I guess.
The
Yep, it is.
very,
25
very,
beers.
yeah, the very first beer I ever brewed, Joe, I entered it into a competition and I won a medal. And it's the only reason why I still brew today. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's an addiction. Once you get that first piece of hardware, you can't stop.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
You think you're gonna stop, then it's on
And
your
your
mind.
wife's going, do you really need to buy these boxes to ship beer? So people give you medals. Can't you just buy the medals?
Yeah.
It'd be cheaper.
Go in the store. Come on.
Matt, did you take 2 silvers this year? Did we?
Yeah, I got 2 silvers, and it's bummer because the third beer I submitted got like in the 20s because it was infected or something, which was weird.
Which comp?
Beer cup.
What beer cup? Yeah, but I submitted the one that was bad, so a best bidder. So I scored a bronze. The best bidder was the first beer I've ever submitted in a competition. Got a bronze with that. So I resubmitted it with the judges' changes, like judges' recommendations this year, and it scored like in the 20s because they said, "Oh, this tastes awful." I'm like, "Oh, okay." It tasted okay when I was drinking it.
Yeah, dirty bottle, dirty gun, something like that.
Yeah, it must have been. I know. I think something was up because both I submitted that in the Michigan Beer Cup and the State Fair, and they both said like, "This is shit. Like something's wrong." So
It happens.
something happened. It happens. I'm not. It's all right.
I feel like that's better feedback than getting both of them saying positive remarks. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I like kind of getting the feedback that says, like, hey, this is shit, or do this better, or try this differently, or whatever. Because it's something like that.
I agree.
The one thing I thought was interesting is one of the judges didn't even drink the beer, which I thought was really funny. Like he wrote in the comment section, no, he didn't even drink it. He wrote in the comment, like in the overall stat thing, he said just based on how it smelled, I couldn't even come to drink this. I'm like, oh wow, okay, so something was really up with it.
Was that State Fair or was that Beer Cup? Do you remember?
I think that was State Fair.
I was gonna say,
I'd have to double check though.
You gotta nut up, man.
I remember.
I drink some baby vomit. It's all right.
Yeah. I feel like I remember seeing it at Beer Cup, because I was processing score sheets and connecting names and stuff.
I'll find out which one it was.
I think I went and tried yours afterwards, and I like, yeah.
Comes another buzzer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm just gonna let it keep going for the buzzer. So
We gotta start asking questions to get a game show going. Just whoever
I'll
answers
time it.
wrong.
I'll time it. So here we go. Next one. I'll give you a heads up. Impromptu question.
I feel like this show's already going better than it did last year. We're an hour in, and I can still feel my face. So,
Baby steps, yeah.
Should we talk about our custom moonshine that we're developing?
Yeah.
Custom moonshine.
Shh, Brian.
he's making shit up at this point.
Brian.
It's
Ryan-
a Drew Jacobs reference.
Ah.
Brian likes to stir shit up sometimes.
No, we are, as far as I know, we are not getting a surprise visit from Drew Jacobs or any other kind of country music personality tonight. So
We're gonna work on getting some like rock stars on next year though. Maybe like
fine.
we've had country music stars. We got to get some rock and roll stars on now.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all for it, Brian.
No.
I'll get working on the guitar riffs because I think that's
Honestly, I think one of the reasons our show went on so long last year is we were just sitting and listening to like Drew play us like music. For,
yeah. He
like,
played
hours
us
straight.
songs,
Seducing you and
Yeah, he was.
convincing you to.
Is
drink
that why
more.
my face was so warm last year?
Oh, Brian was
right.
Twitter pated.
Well, all I can say is, whether however long this goes, I appreciate, those of you in the club that have supported us this year, and those of you at the camp. And this is supposed to be Friendsgiving, so this is what I'm thankful for. This fucking community in Michigan is the best goddamn community in the country.
Yes.
We did do that.
Damn right.
Right.
Matt, we got to get you to Homebrew Fest next year, man.
Yes, come.
He'll be thankful for
I was
that.
sick. Yeah.
All right. Well, I also think we need to do some evangelizing to some of the other clubs that don't represent, because there's a lot of other clubs out there that could bring 4 or 5 beers and have them on tap, So you're not always drinking the swill over at KGB all the time. So
Oh my God, Brian. Brian, what's up,
Hey,
man?
Brian.
You want to get on?
Ooh.
You want to
Woo.
link, man? You wanna come on?
Gluten-free, Brian.
With us for a bit?
Drink beer on camera. It's the best way. Or seltzer.
Didn't Brian here take a medal at Homebrew as well for Michigan?
Like
Beer
Glit Cat, maybe, or
Maybe it was
No,
Glit Cat.
he just had his recipe in Zimmergy. His recipe was just in Zimmergy.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
That's right.
He did. It was yeah.
The
It was a
gluten-free-
darkness stout. Gluten free.
Okay. I think I'm gonna drink this beer and then probably take off. So this Baltic Porter from Territorial.
Yeah.
good solid beer right there.
Yeah.
So I was going to say that, Tim, though, is, there's a lot of clubs in Michigan that may not represent at MHF or whatever. But I think the more important thing is there's a lot of people out there pulling down hardware that aren't associated to a homebrew club, and that's what I
know.
We got to get them in one. We gotta pull them in.
And mostly join us. Join us.
Right. Become a keeper of craft. That's how we were at National Homebrew Competition or the award ceremony, AHA award ceremony, and heard a Kalamazoo guy win a medal, and I think Brian and I hunted his ass down, and now he's in keeper.
Yeah.
So,
That's fantastic.
Oh shit, Brian! You sent me a message. I'm so sorry, buddy.
no, I gotta connect with him. He's got beer for Keeper Cup. I gotta pick up.
Who's going out to nationals this year?
Is it Nashville this year?
Hopefully,
Yeah.
maybe. We'll see.
NHC.
I would like to. It's supposed to be in San Diego, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's San Diego.
Missed and COVID. It's now back in San Diego.
Yeah.
I technically work like an hour from north of San Diego, so I'm hoping that I can turn it into a work trip.
Wrong answer.
Not a word.
No.
No.
Wrong.
That was ominous. God.
Yeah.
Work trip is wrong.
Yeah. No, I do want to go. Are you gonna go, Joe?
I'm planning on it. Yeah, that's the plan. We'll
Right
see.
on.
We'll see.
For those of you that haven't gone, it was fun. It is I will say it's no MHF. I feel like there were a lot of people that we ran into at nationals that were like, "Oh, this is so much better than MHF." No, you're smoking crack. MHF is so much more and better, and I would say there's several of I love the AHA and what they do for homebrewing, but there were several of the sessions that we tried to sit in that were just mediocre at best, or not at all what they presented themselves to be. And I mean, it's fun to get to interact with other people around the country, but the best part of nationals was club night, and it was only 3 hours long. So, and MHF is like club night for 3 days. So
I will say the networking at HomebrewCon was awesome. It was really awesome to finally meet some of the people that I interact with online quite a bit with. Like if you're part of some online communities.
Brian, say hi to your mom.
Oh my god!
Tell your mom what you want for Christmas.
Fuck,
Tell your mom what you want for Christmas.
Connie, Brian wants a couple bottles of Malort.
She sent me a text like a week ago, and I forgot to respond. And then she sent me a text like yesterday or the day before, and I forgot to respond.
Gift cards
Malort.
to South County Homebrew Shop. That's what he wants.
No, Malort. Get a Malort.
And Malort.
Malort.
Oh no.
It's worse than coal.
Okay, Mom. I got you. I'll try to remember. Shit, I will remind you.
Hi, Brian's mom.
Yeah, it's Brian.
This is how you have to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
That's wow, Brian.
So homebrew.
Where's the buzzer?
I'll agree. Like the best part was
no.
seeing people that maybe either whether you know them or maybe I've talked to this person on Reddit before, or
Right. Yeah.
like some of the homebrew legends. Running into them there or seeing them there, their presentations there, and like those types of things, and just visiting another city with other fellow homebrewers and going out on the town. That's a great time too. So I think it's a great function.
Good part.
But like if your goal is to just drink a bunch of homebrew and meet some cool people, MHF wins. But yes,
the absolute best thing about National Homebrew Convention was walking through the convention floor and having somebody yell out Michigan Brews because they recognized us.
That was so wild.
That was the fucking fucking full mass the rest of the day. It was the best.
And the loudest
awesome.
cheering section ever.
Yeah.
Wait, so I didn't hear this.
Cheer section was great.
Yeah.
There was only 15, 20 of us.
Oh yeah. The
It was the
whole
loudest part of
Southwest
the whole damn
Southern
thing.
Michigan, yeah.
I didn't hear that you guys had like somebody recognize you.
It was. See you, Tim.
No, I was saying bye to Kevin.
Oh, bye, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Dude.
Thanks for coming, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Wait,
fellas.
wait.
Yeah.
Is there some left in that can?
Chug it.
Yeah.
He's like,
Fuck you guys.
Well, I just put HomebrewCon on my calendar. We'll see if I can swing it, but
we'll stack them 6 deep in a hotel room, man. You can snuggle up between Brian and Brandon.
definitely sleep in the same bed with Brandon.
I slept on the floor half of last year, and it was comfy.
I scared Brian out of the bed.
No,
so.
it wasn't that. It was that they promised us 2 queens, and we wound up with 2 twins. I think.
Yeah,
Those
it
were
was.
not queens.
It was interesting. You each had to have one arm hanging
Who's the
off the bed.
How many beds were in the queen room?
2. It's supposed to be 2.
Wrong.
Wrong.
That was good. You got one in.
All right, where do I go next? I got an 8% cider. I got an odd sides fruit punch or this long road raspberry.
You don't have a smooge?
I don't.
I just grabbed a cider, so
I'm not doing the seltzer now. I'm gonna do this raspberry fizz. Let's see what this is.
do it. Yeah, I'm out of my seltzers. I went through four.
I did find that scorecard, and it was State Fair, and I made a mistake. It wasn't the flavor section. He seems to write something down, but for mouthfeel, he said, "Sadly, I didn't get that far."
Oh
So,
no!
I don't know. It's so, but to just to say this, it says non-BJCP, so
Okay.
he's so this isn't a BJCP judge.
Yeah, you can
But-
tell because there's barely any fucking words on this. So.
Cicero?
No, nothing.
So
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. That's for you. That's worth a score sheet, and that's why we do it for the feedback.
You know, it's funny though because I don't. The only funny thing about this is at the bottom right with the accuracy. Like he says it's infected with it smells like sour milk, but he didn't write not to style or significant flaws. So I don't know.
He just didn't know.
I don't know.
He didn't know how to use this scorecard.
Yeah, I don't know what you'd have to serve this guy for him to write significant flaws if it smelled like sour milk and he didn't check that box.
I just think he was ignorant of the score sheet. It can be overwhelming if you've never judged before, like having all these extra things like on the stuff on the left side. You know what I mean? It can be overwhelming.
Right.
Yeah.
Smells like sour milk.
I had a judge named Dick Thunder at the O'Connor's conference. We all know who that motherfucker is.
That can't be his real name.
No, his name is something totally different.
Yeah.
Esquire.
Right.
He's infamous.
Is that what your score sheet said?
We all have that one judge we know the name of. I'll never forget.
Oh no, he's between us and you at Homebrew Fest.
Ooh.
Mr. Gavin?
And he likes chugging beers.
Yeah.
You should know. I should have known that. He goes by that name all the time.
He didn't like my gold medal winning Goza.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Too sour, too much.
Why are you judging at a sour table then, buddy?
You don't really get to choose. I mean, I guess you could say you don't want to brew for the.
You could. If someone was like, "We need you to judge Belgians," I would say, "No, you don't."
I mean, maybe his goal, I'm not saying it is, but maybe his goal was to just say, I hate sours, so I'm just going to shit out all these sours.
It's possible.
Yeah. That's a part of the problem with the guideline, where the whole setup is like, they say if you can't, even if you're not familiar with the style, you should judge it anyways. It's like, I don't know, if you don't really know the style, you should, if somebody else can step in, they should probably step in and judge that style.
I think they're just probably short on judges too.
Yeah, I mean that's the going theme right now.
I think that it's okay if you're judging with a partner that knows the style.
Yeah,
that way you learn.
Yeah,
and you can ask questions. So at Beer Cup this year, I was kind of like roped into judging cider, and I don't know shit about judging cider, but I ended up judging it with Sandy Cockrum.
That's good.
Shit. Yeah, and literally everything that we open, I'm like, before I taste this, can you tell me what I should sort of expect? And she gave me like a rundown. We drank it, and we ended up just based on the kind of like what she told me within a few points of each other for I think every cider. And it was only because she told me what my expectations should be, sort of. And I know now a little bit at least. I still couldn't judge like French cider for shit because I don't know anything about it.
I get that, but I feel like I feel like if you absolutely don't like it, because I did have, like, when we were organizing judges for Beer Cup, I did have some judges tell me, like, look, I can't do this style, or I hate this, whatever.
100%. 100%.
It would be like me, like if I got BJCP certified, we got thrown into Rausch beer. I'm going to have a horrible.
You'd have physical violent reactions.
Right.
And it's not your fault. Yeah.
Every sample you just go hurl.
This tastes like absolute shit. They're smoking your beer. What the fuck?
42.
That vomit was a 42.
The worse it causes you to react, the better it must be.
Yeah.
What'd you get, Matt?
Another one.
What's your refill? All right.
Nice.
I'm a lager boy, so.
Dude, you don't even know about Lager Boys yet. You will.
We're gonna open up a Keepers of Craft East Side chapter one of these days.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
We're honestly just gonna assimilate the entire state in just one homebrew club.
Why not?
It's okay. Go for that.
So this Long Road raspberry fizz, it's fucking delicious.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw some of those, and I was like, yay close to buying some.
Yeah. It's from Grand Rapids. It's not. It's a spirit based drink, but it's fucking tasty. Like, I mean, it's red as hell.
Motherfucker, Dan, where are you at?
Oh, fuck you, Danny.
I gave him a link. If you're gonna talk shit, dude, you got to get out and talk shit.
Yeah, talk shit in person.
Come up here and talk shit to my face, Danny. Two cuck.
Oh shit!
Congrats on your medals recently, sir.
Yeah, dude, he's been tearing it up.
Yeah, he is. Looking happy Halloween. And...
Yeah, how many did you get at Hoppy?
Danny just wishes that he was in a Michigan.
He got a gold and a bronze at Hoppy, if I remember correctly.
Was that a beer thing? This is a beer thing. My mom. Have any of you?
I don't think we have those in Michigan County.
We don't.
There's one in Grand Rapids.
Is there really? There's a total.
Yeah,
in
it
Grand
opened.
Rapids?
It opened during COVID, if I remember right. Yep.
Is it better than Siciliano's?
I mean, no, but I mean, there's more overall things there,
Really?
I suppose. But
Okay.
it's a Total Wine. There's a shitload of things.
There's more.
Yeah, I mean, because there's more wine than anything, but there's a decent beer selection
The
and
totality
some
of all
liquor,
beer.
if I remember right.
Wine.
Yeah. But yes, there is one in Grand Rapids now. So
Oh, okay.
Right on.
Let's go. I have to get up to Grand Rapids to pick up my Sicilianos. They're not Sicilianos, my O'Connor's
O'Connor.
silver. Yeah.
woo.
So maybe that'll be a date. She and I can go up and hit it where we never hit up and go to Sicilianos and Total Wine.
Horrocks too. Why not?
Why? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Horrocks. We've never been to a Horrocks either.
What the?
Horrocks is awesome.
Yeah, Horrocks
I
is
love
great.
that
You
show.
can go to one in Battle Creek too,
I
man.
know.
So,
Just
Never been to Oryx.
if I'm gonna go grocery shopping, I need to do it sober. Like, just
I mean, you can go there, get free coffee while you walk around.
it's free.
Unless they've changed it, you can have a cup of coffee while you walk around, and then they have like a tap bar at most of them. Maybe not all of them. I mean, plus they have like bulk everything, good fruit. They have flowers. They have crafty things. They have animal stuff. Like they have They have good a selection of plants.
Yeah, it's a
Quinn
good
goes,
nursery.
Damn.
Quinn goes there because they have some native plants too, which those can be hard to find. So like. Yeah, it's a great store for all kinds of different things. So, yeah.
So I was in some random grocery store in Tennessee that had beer koozies built into the carts. And then when you were going up and down the aisles of the grocery store, just in the middle of the grocery store, there was a 12-tap bar, and you could just get a beer and keep.
You
So every
can
time
do that. You can do that at Horrocks too. I believe they're. I mean, I guess I haven't asked them if they're okay with you walking around with a beer, but I don't think anyone will stop you.
I think they are. I think that is like part of the point.
Yeah, coffee for sure you can, but yeah, probably beer too.
That's wild.
It's a great place.
Why Battle Creek and not Kalamazoo?
Well, you know,
Kentwood, that's the big one.
yeah.
It's huge.
You see New Holland's moving into Battle Creek?
Yeah,
So
they
Mhm.
there was Battle Creek specifically built a grant around New Holland, so they would get it. So they
that
got
was like
Wow,
years
really?
ago. and
yeah, they
then
got 2 or 3 million or something to rebuild that building, and it's going
Okay.
to have a retractable roof.
Oh
Wait,
wow,
what?
There'll be an instant beer garden. Yeah,
No way.
yep.
that'll be sweet.
It's right. It'll be right around the corner from Hand Map. It's in the old Arcadia building. So
Yeah.
Okay.
No way. Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, Hand
Man.
Map, y'all like everybody needs to go to Hand Map if they're
Yeah,
like, anywhere
awesome
near
beer.
Battle Creek. Like, super underrated and probably the best beer in like most of West Michigan. Honestly, like they absolutely kill it. Wow.
they do.
Last time we were there with you and Connie, Tim, like, it was just like I was blown away. Like it was only the second time I'd ever been there, but the beer was even better than the first time I was
Yeah,
there.
they're hitting good, weren't they?
Yeah.
All right, boys. I am
Yeah,
getting
here.
up in 7 hours to work out, so I got to get going. So
Ooh yeah.
Oh shit,
love you
man.
guys.
Peace, Tim.
See you, man.
See
Have a
ya.
good sleep and
Nice to meet
workout.
you, Matt. Good to see you, Joe.
Yep.
All the rest of you guys.
Likewise.
We'll catch up at MHF. Everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see you in like a week.
I'm quitting the club until the summer. Yeah.
Sounds good. See you guys.
See you, Tim.
See ya.
See you, Tim.
I'm drinking the Odd Side fruit punch, and so I don't know how this happens, and I don't know if I'm not sensitive to it, but it smells like fucking diacetyl on a seltzer.
That's
I gotta-
weird.
Fuck, that's weird. Yeah.
I don't know if Shayna's listening still, because she's super sensitive to it. If she is, maybe I can get her in here. But like, it smells.
What yeast did you use?
Odd Side?
Oh, it's outside. How the fuck
It's
is that?
Odd Side's fruit punch.
Well,
seltzer.
that's my sensitivity right there. Diacetyl.
Oh man, that's wild.
How is
I don't
that?
know. What's that?
How is it?
It smells like fucking movie theater popcorn to me, and I'm not usually sensitive to it. It's one of my weak.
It's weird. 'Cause I've got one. I haven't opened it. Hi, Shayna.
She's about to.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
Shayna.
She's gonna run off with your drink, Brian.
Yeah, she says it smells like butter,
Oh.
so it must be really strong for me to smell it. Honestly,
All right, so you're saying diacetyl?
yeah. I
All right,
think so
hold
on a fucking like seltzer.
On a seltzer, huh?
Damn. Yeah, I can't say I've ever had that before. So, yeah.
She says they all taste like shit.
But it looks like it can happen. I did see like some of a lot of people are talking about with cider, but apparently it's common in malolactic fermentation to get some diacetyl. But I don't know. Seltzer? That's weird.
Diacetyl is?
Yeah,
That's seltzer?
apparently.
Okay.
No, not seltzer, but I was just trying to look for some of those things, and I saw some people mentioning it for cider, but not so much for seltzer.
Brian, I think it's you, man.
No, dude.
Or, I mean, like that can.
Must be this can. Hold on, I wonder if there's like a date on it. She's. You smell like fucking hot, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Interesting.
she's walking away.
She's
Mine's
offended.
from May of this year. What about yours?
May 10th.
Yeah, mine too. No shit. It's the same batch.
And Jason's not getting any of it.
I don't know, man.
I'm not getting.
Maybe fruit punch smells like popcorn. I don't. Maybe I'm learning something about myself tonight.
Look, I'm not getting butter. I'm not getting diacetyl, but I'm also. It's not enjoyable.
You think So,
It's just I think it's just the flavoring.
yeah, that's what she's saying. She thinks maybe it's just all artificial. Like,
Yeah, it's the flavoring. This one. So
it doesn't taste like fruit punch. I gotta bounce. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Woo.
yeah, it's not super enjoyable. I've had odd side. I mean, even their red, white, and boom earlier was fine. I've had their pink lemonade, their grape, a couple other flavors have been good, but this one not good.
That stinks. Suppose not everyone can hit home runs all the time.
Not all the time. That's right.
Shoot. Ooh.
That's what I want.
Jason, have you figured out? Have you brewed yet since you moved?
No, I can't. I'm pretty sure I can't, man. So our next adventure, maybe a little bit more in the spring, is we have no water pressure. So I did have a faucet put in outside so I could run out, and it gets like a trickle. And the water here is just not. It's not good like my last house. So
Artisanal well is dried up.
yeah. I mean, I still own that place, so I can go back and like haul buckets away if I need to. But I plan on bringing out the single tier here in the near future, and like I said, like boiling the cider and the pairing. But I don't think I'm going to brew while I'm here anyway. It just doesn't seem conducive. I'm going to do some like blending, and I'm going to play with sours and some other shit. I'm actually going to have to figure it out because our cloud barrel pull is in January, so I'm going to have to come over to somebody's place and brew a golden base if I want to stay in it. Or I just pull and get out. So
Suppose that's an option.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got like fucking 8 systems in your basement, right? I'll just show up at your house with some grain.
Yeah, like I've told you before, you're free to use my my old Anvil Foundry because it mostly just sits there nowadays. So, yeah, anytime you want to use it,
Brian's going with the mule.
here or borrow it.
Mexican mule. His jalapeno.
You can put it on 120. Slow, but it works.
We so 2 weeks ago, or was it last week, Brian? It was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So last week, Brian and I got to go over to Urban Rest Brewing, and we brewed in their parking lot.
In
Wow, you
32
guys went up
degree
there, huh?
weather.
We brewed what will be a blackcurrant stout, imperial stout,
Nice.
That sounds nice. Yeah.
and
I like that idea.
yeah. I mean, I think we're going to be back there in mid-January to serve it, and it's like a People's Choice kind of an award thing.
Yeah.
I mean, to a point, I think People's Choice picks like the best 3, and then the brewery staff picks the one that they actually want to brew.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think we're actually going to try to have the brewer and owner from Urban Rust, who I can't remember his name right now.
Zach Tupinski.
Zach, thank you.
Yep.
We're going to try to hook up with Zach and have him on the air before we go back out there and brew. And serve our beer. But where was I going with this? Oh,
Was it a conflict of interest? Should it be after?
nah, fuck that. No, what I was going to say is we were there in the parking lot, Brandon, and there's some guy brewing on, I think it was a Grainfather.
It was like V1, right? It was like the original grandfather, I think.
Yeah, like the original, like version 1, 110 Grainfather. And I think it took him quite a while. Like,
Oh my God.
It does. Yeah, it does take a little bit. So, especially if it's cold out, that's going to help. But yeah.
I'm on 110. It's a long brew day, even inside.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was 32 out. So, but they did have preheated water, which probably helped.
Oh,
Yep.
It came out at like
Cuts
150.
an hour out of your day at least. At least.
Yeah, because it takes from room temp to mash in or dough in, it's an hour, and then from mash out to boil is an hour.
Yep.
That's on 110.
I don't miss that, but at least with the certain systems or planning ahead, you can at least preheat your strike water and kind of negate that time if you planned ahead, anyways. Yeah.
So this might be a good time to share what I'm actually looking at working on. I posted in the private chat. I'm working on building my own 240 volt brewing controller right now.
Oh, okay.
So that will be a fun build because if you buy them, they're like $800.
Yeah.
But if you make them, it's like $200. So I can make a really nice brewing controller for a lot less money. So that's kind of been my thing lately is finding expensive brewing stuff and figuring out how to DIY it for like much cheaper. So I think people would be scared about DIYing this because you're dealing with high voltage and high amperage. But as long as you're being careful, and you have a GFCI breaker, and you should be okay.
What PID controller are you going with?
It's actually the same one that's in the walkthrough. I was actually talking to the guy who wrote that up like yesterday and today because I want to make it a video and I wanted to make sure he's okay with me sharing his stuff. But
which brand is it? Like the PID? The
it's I will tell you right now. It is a. It's an easy boil.
Okay. Yeah, that's always a good choice.
Yeah. Brandon, do you have your own DIY controller?
I do not. I was not that dedicated. I have one of the Blickman like brew commanders.
Oh, brew commander? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like to me was like I was considering building my own or buying like a fancier one, but I was like, man, this is more options than other ones, and it was less. We'll see how well it works. But so far, it's worked well for me. But it has a lot more options than I use most of the time. So, yeah,
that's sweet.
It's out of stock all the time, though. That's the biggest draw of it. So I know a lot of people don't get it. So,
Estes Brewtech came out with a all-in-one system lately.
It looks really sexy. I'll give them that.
So I got sticker shock when I saw it because it's like $1,300, and I was like, how are they going to compete with like Clawhammer and other all-in like Anvil and Grainfather? But the base model comes with 240.
Yep.
So they don't even. So that's why they're competing.
Yep.
So a 240 volt system for $1,300. That's actually not bad.
Yeah, and like looking at all the things it has in it, it's if you don't build everything yourself, if you piecemeal things, it's still less than piecemealing everything together. So
yeah,
I think it's an acceptable price point, even though it's more than I would want to spend. It's just I'd rather have that. That is why I opted to get the parts that I can at least replace myself. That was my one caveat. I love my Anvil Foundry, and for the price it's great. But I also kind of wanted to piece some things together and kind of. I still do brew in a bag and enjoy that. So
yep,
yeah,
me too.
Well, I am actually going to call it early. You all continue on without me. I am feeling this way too much, and and I got a bunch of important meetings tomorrow, so I'm going to call it a night.
It is only Monday. It is
Monday. That's fair.
Thank you all for hanging out with us on our Friendsgiving show.
Yeah,
and I can't wait to see all you guys at Homebrew Fest.
Yeah.
Take it easy, guys.
All right.
See ya.
I'll tell Gordon Stone he said hi.
I'm being lame too. I was actually going to do the same as Jason was saying. So sorry to add to the drop off here, but I need a break. I can't drink anymore, and I'm out of steam. So
the Friendsgiving episode is about hanging out with people and making people happy.
I had a great time. So
until we're all
y'all keep brewing and
sleepy. So
see y'all when I see you.
Yep.
See you around.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks for having me.
So we can finish what we have and call it good or whatever. But
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate you guys being here tonight. We
Let's
sent
talk
that
about
invite
that.
out to like a ton of people that were.
Why don't you talk about that black currant stout?
Sure. Yeah. I don't know who. I actually don't know where I was going with that sentence. I'll start over. So the original intent was for the beer to be like a 10-ish% like imperial stout that was still a little sweet and a little tart and like thick and drinkable and stuff. We're gonna see where we end up. The crush of the grain that we got, which I don't think it was on Urban Rest. I think we got it straight. Excuse me, from Empire, was not as crushed as my system is used to. So when building sort of the recipe before going out, I was, sort of anticipating my normal crush on my system, and the crush was a little bit less maybe than I was used to. And I sort of got that impression based on some of the other comments from some of the other brewers there. I don't really think anybody that I talked to there really hit their estimated efficiency. But we're going to end up at about maybe like an 8% beer instead of a 10% beer. But our final gravity is still right where I was hoping for. So we we ended up mashing at like 160-ish because I wanted it to finish really high. And so we're actually finished at 130, or I'm sorry, at 1037. And I was hoping for 1035-ish, right? And so we're going to add black currant concentrate instead of like fresh currants, just because we kind of figured it might be easier for the brewery if we happen to be chosen as a winner or something like that for them to do a concentrate rather than fresh. We're getting the concentrate from currency.com, which is like one of the bigger like online black currant, red currant distributors. And I've had really good success with their concentrate before. But currants are tart and they're like tannic. And so I didn't want, the stout to be like sort of dry already and then be tart and tannic. I wanted it to like be sweet to help, sort of that balance. I don't have the concentrate yet. It's coming in probably this week. It shipped today, so we'll see when it actually gets here. It's coming from New York, but it should, by my best hopes, yeah, just be sort of like rich and maybe a little roasty and chocolatey, but also a little tannic and fruity, and be like moderately lowly carbonated, and just be like fun to drink and be like, oh shit, this is like warming but tart but flavorful but alcoholic and like fun. But who knows? I have no idea. It's not something I've ever done before.
Wait,
I've never.
Are you actually
I just got a
gonna
20 for
lowly
that
carb
beer.
something?
I don't know.
What's that, Jordan?
I just got a 20 for that beer, so I don't know.
Okay.
Dark, tannic.
Yeah, we'll see.
Chocolate.
What were you saying, Jordan?
I was saying, are you actually gonna lowly carb something?
So I need to send something to you, Joe. Actually, so based on that, Jordan. So
I still have one of those beers. I still have one of those beers left, so we can trade.
Okay. I made a rye wine for the Bell's Homebrew competition. So it's like an 11% rye beer. It's like 3-2 two-road rye malt. It's like thick and yummy. But I made a small beer. I did a Partaguile, and so I did like I took the second runnings from this rye wine, and I made, I don't know, I'm calling it an English bitter, but I don't know if it is a bitter, because I've never made one before, and I've never really tried a whole lot of examples. So I need to like have people taste this and see what it is, because it's not really caramely. It's just, second runnings of a rye wine with EKG, and it's drinkable, and it's like fun to drink and stuff, but
maybe mild, maybe English mild.
It's I bittered it too much probably. I think I used like 3 ounces of EKG in this like little
Yeah,
4.5% beer, so it might be too bitter and too mild.
That's into the best
Yeah.
bitter ESP
Yeah.
range.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to call it a best bitter, but I don't know. I need people's opinions because I don't know. I don't know what else I'd call it. So, like Matt, Joe, if you want some, I think I have some like 2-bottle shippers. I can send some
Yeah.
shit out. So, or 4 or 8.
We're already planning the trade, so I got some.
Yeah?
I'll save that
Are you-
one.
Are you part of the Master? Are you part of like a Secret Santa this year, Joe?
No, I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
I'm part of a couple Secret Santas, but I don't think I'll. Maybe I'll bottle some of this and send it out. I don't know. We'll see. But
Sounds interesting.
yeah, that beer, the rye wine, the current stout. We'll see where it all goes. It's all experimental right now.
Right.
I was telling some other people that 2023 I think is going to be my year of the like kind of experimenting with styles that I haven't brewed before. So yeah, Dan, I will save some for you. I like again you and Neville. Like I don't know anything about English beers. I think you guys know way more about English beers than I do. So I need to like save some for you guys to like try. But I'm gonna brew a lot of stuff that I haven't really brewed before in 2023. Like Weizenbachs, maybe some historical beers, and I don't know, man. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna stray away from the IPAs and the stouts a little bit.
I'm gonna try mead and horribly fail.
I think you'll be good, man. I think anybody that has a really good foundation in brewing beer, as long as they do a little bit of reading up on mead, will fucking kill it. I think that the reason most mead out there like is not super great is because people assume that brewing mead is the same thing as brewing beer, and it's like a whole completely different like monster. Like there's acids and tannins, and it's all the yeast selection is totally different. All of the nutrient additions that you have to do and take care of is different. Like totally different in terms of writing out like temperatures and stuff like that. And time is the worst. I am the most impatient brewer I know, and I have a tendency to rush everything. And making mead has made me a better beer brewer, I think, because it's forced me to actually step away from the things that I make and be just like, just forget about it. Just pretend it doesn't exist for a while. And it doesn't have to be for a long time. Like if you treat your mead well, you can bottle a really good mead and have it win competitions in like 3 months. But that's not what you do with beer. Like you can win a competition with a beer after 3 weeks, you know? So it's like, it's a different animal for sure.
Yeah, one of the silver medal beers I won was from a Quake pseudo lager.
That's so cool.
I fermented in 2 days.
Oh my god! Did it have fruit, or was it just like?
No, it's a clean Lutra lager, man, and I just find it with gelatin, and it got like brilliantly clear from just like sitting in the keg. But yeah, it's funny because I think they caught on to it that it was a pseudo, because every single in the comment they're like, oh, you're getting like these like slight fruity esters, or like these slight like notes where like a hot fermentation might like show those items, like show those notes. So I was like, oh man, they're kind of picking up, like they didn't say pseudo on the notes, but I'm like, they're kind of writing like, oh yeah, like they might be able to tell that it's a pseudo.
I mean, it's cool that you read into it like that, and it's also cool that they made comments like that, because as a judge, you cannot make assumptions.
Right.
You can't say like, hey, next time don't use this yeast, because you don't fucking know what yeast like the brewer used unless they specifically say.
Right.
And
I was gone for a while. Sorry.
No, dude, you're fine.
Yeah,
Really,
good
the only
boy.
thing we're really sad about is your cat's not with you. Oh, she is.
He's back there. Yeah. Looking at us annoyingly.
Oh, the cat.
Yeah. But yeah, Matt, keep doing it, man. Keep killing it.
Yep. No, I did notice a totally different, like, using actual lager yeast is like a completely different beer. So definitely I want to do like a traditional lager next and let it sit, but I'm really impatient, like you, Brian.
No, dude.
I have a hard time waiting.
You got the sick hookup on the fermenter recently, right?
I did, yeah. So it's got all the bells and whistles. So like that's why I wanted to try a pressure lager with this. So I fermented this at like 68 for like 2 weeks under like 12 or 13 psi, to cut back on like the esters and the garbage that gets produced at a high fermentation. You can still use lager yeast, and lager yeast is pretty good for using under pressure. But I want to do a traditional lager with a diacetyl rest with the Schwartz beer. And I've heard from people that they can't really tell a difference, from the pressure with the versus. And if you can't tell a difference, then why would you spend all the time doing a diacetyl rest and a proper lager and so I'll have to try it out.
Said Tim's not on anymore. Tim, who was on with us a little bit earlier, pressure ferments. I don't want to say all of his beers, but I would say like most of his beers these days. And, and he's had really good results, and he makes really good beers. So, yeah,
sure.
I would say that's a for sure great approach.
Yeah,
Brian, I don't. I'm not super versed. What's a Horner beer?
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
Yeah, you'll have to explain that.
I think the lagers you can get away with a pressure ferment. If you're talking about a Bach, you can definitely taste the difference between a Bach that's just normally done as a lager ferment and then diacetyl rest and then crashed out, as opposed to a pressure ferment. Like you won't get those esters subdued esters that you're gonna get on a Bach as opposed to a lager.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like a schedule that you use for those? Do you sort of keep it cold for the first couple days and then like free rise or something?
My lagers I'll pitch at like 47, 46, and then ferment at 48. Then usually it's like a 7 to 8 day ferment. Then I'll spun at like day 9, and I'll do the diacetyl rest at the same time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. That's so cold. What yeast?
Yep.
You have a favorite yeast?
White Labs German Bach, or I'll use the Imperial Harvest or the Global.
Okay.
Do you lager in the keg or do you lager in the fermenter?
I lager in the keg.
Do you? Okay.
So I'll crash out in the fermenter for like a good 3 to 4 days, and then I'll transfer over to keg, close transfer.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you impatient like me and just start drinking it right away, or do you actually let it sit in a keg for like a month?
I'll get a week and I'll start tasting it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not long before I'll start trying it out and see what it tastes like.
It's the same here.
Yeah.
Same here. I think that's what I was just drinking on.
I'm with Dan on this.
It'll be cloudy as hell, but I'll still try to see where it's going. Even though that first week is kind of like you'll think it tastes like shit, and then like you wait a week and a half and 2 weeks,
Right.
and then it's like in the sweet spot. Then a 3-week period is kind of almost perfect.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like top draw, like a keg?
A floating dip tube?
Floating dip tube? Yeah.
I don't, but it's on the list of I need to buy.
I do not.
So.
I don't have that either. All your kegs are converted to that, Brian?
So I have a dedicated couple to my keys. I didn't used to rotate out a bunch, but I have a dedicated 5 now. And I swear to God, it's great.
Is there any reason I'm trying to think if is there a reason not to use that? Like a floating dip tube.
The only thing that I can think of, and I was thinking about this when having to take my beer and travel with it over to Ferndale in a couple weeks in January or something like that. I don't know what sort of like weirdness is going to happen with like the beer and getting shaken up in a keg, because in a regular keg, right? If you're taking samples and you're crashing it and you're trying to get all the shit out of the keg, over your first couple pours, you're probably gonna pour out most of the shit that ends up dropping into the keg.
Okay.
But if you start off with a top draw keg and then you travel with it, all that shit that crashes to the bottom, that's never actually
Stays there.
going to leave the keg. Yeah. And so how much is that actually going to get mixed back up when you're traveling with it? I don't know, but there's more for sure. There has to be more. So that's something that I guess I'm going to learn. But that's the only thing that I can think of that would be a negative. In my opinion, that's the only thing I could think of.
Right. Yeah, I want to buy 3. I want to just have them for all my kegs. So it's on the list.
Yeah.
Yep. Same here. Top draw and doing closed transfers is on my list for this next year.
Yep.
That's pretty easy. It's pretty easy setup doing that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully I got the like a 20-pound tank now, or whatever I bought off Brian. Just need to get the attachments and whatnot, and it should be good.
Moves around his top process and I've set him an issue. So okay, makes me feel better. We'll see. You guys crash with gelatin, or do you use like any fining agents or anything?
Gelatin every time. For a lager, I do. For everything else, I don't care.
So I've done gelatin twice, and neither time's worked out for me.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So like the first time I was like, I just chalked it up to like, okay, maybe I fucked something up. I didn't know what I was doing. And this is a couple of years ago. So I can't quite recall exactly what the process was, but and then the second time, like I remember meticulously like reading through like a process, like, okay, I need to make sure that I'm doing this right. Added it to my keg, and no, it didn't work. And I've got it somewhere on the Reddit account on the homebrewing subreddit. There was this huge discussion. We're like, okay, well, here's what I did the first time, and here's what I did the second time. Neither time worked out, because it was at a time where I was trying to make clear beers. I can't recall what style it was I was trying, but yeah, neither one of them worked out. And ever since then, I was just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna try to do all my fining on the front end or on the hot side rather than on the back end. And it always seemed to work out for me. I always seem to almost always hit my clarity levels better than I do hit my ABV levels. So like whatever, I must be doing something right on the hot end, so I'm just sticking there.
Literally whatever works.
Nobody
brews the same anywhere.
That's pretty much it. Like that's my experience with gelatin. That doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that for some fucking reason that I haven't identified with, it doesn't work for me. So, and who knows, maybe in 2 years I'll try it again and it'll work. I don't fucking know, but for right now I got something that works, and
it's hit or miss for me. Usually I'm right in the cold crash and spunning, so usually when I'm spunning it's already automatically like carving up and the yeast are starting to drop out. So at that time, but by the time I get into the lager chamber, it's already starting to drop out and crash clear. So it's like a 2-week period. It's pretty much the same as gelatin. When I was using gelatin a lot, it was dropping out about the same time frame. So it's not a huge difference.
Dan's asking if anybody's tried Super Clear. I think it's like KLEER or something like that. Just
I have not
branding or whatever in beer. And I haven't either. I have so Super Clear is it's like a 2 combo pack of clarifiers. It's
a 2-step.
Yeah, Kisasol and Chitosan. And one attracts negative particles and one attracts positive particles. And it's I freaking love it in my meads, but I've never tried it in my beer before. I've been using like More Beer's version of Biofine, which I can't remember the name of it.
I've used that. I've used that one.
It's like a silicon based like
Yep.
purifier. But no, I haven't used Super Clear in a beer, but I don't know. Can you think of a reason why it wouldn't work?
Not off the top of my head.
I don't know. Is it just like an expense thing? But then, like, why wouldn't Biofine work in like mead, or is it just because like Biofine only attracts like one
of the two
charge or something? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, Dan, man. Like, you tell us, man. Like, use it and tell me how it works, and then I'll steal all of your thunder.
but yeah, I mean, for me, it's pretty much just. But I can't recall if it's Wilfrock tabs,
Irish moss.
oil,
Irish
Irish moss. Yeah, there's one of the two. I've gone in between the two. I think Irish moss has worked better for me.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be one or the other. I for sure use that in the hot side, and I try to get like clear-ish wort.
There's so many factors. There's pH. There's your
Yeah.
I mean your wheat, your oat content, your colloidal stability, how much that's affecting your. There's so much that goes into it.
Well, hot break and cold break affects that too.
Yep.
If you're not cooling fast enough or not heating up fast enough, you're going to get proteins.
Yep.
So
that was a struggle
I
I was having actually for a while brewing Hefeweizens. I wasn't making Hefes, I was making crystals, I guess, as a subcategory. Yeah. You know, which I didn't mind. I'm like, oh, this still has majority of the flavor, but is crystal clear. I'm like, I don't mind it, but I must have been hitting, like, you know, as you were saying, Matt and Joe, like hitting those temperature increases right to where those proteins coagulated, and my finding agents worked. So whatever. I haven't brewed a heavy in a long time. I got to do that again. I love that style.
They're so good.
That used to be all you brewed.
I'm the odd one out. I hate Hefes. It's my least favorite German style of beer.
Oh, I like them.
I like.
I used to love them in the beginning when I started like drinking craft beer, and I was like, I can't do banana anymore. Like
I think it's just because American brewers do a shit job.
No, I agree with that 100%.
We had a German beer garden open up in our city recently, and they started importing a lot of German beer. And they had I can't remember who's Hefe, but I ordered it because it was the last beer there that I hadn't tried, because I was like you, Joe. I'm like like fucking
goddamn banana.
And it was so well balanced and so good. I was like, oh my fucking god, is this what the beer is actually supposed to taste like? Like, like I don't. And it's one of those things. It's like, I don't know how to make it taste like this, but shit, it would be a really fun thing to try. Like, if you can nail down that style.
I feel like it's super delicate because like I had some polliner over here. Actually, I think I have one left. And like I drank some, like I just pulled, you know, it was just sitting ambient in my basement. I pulled a Hefe, and it was just like, wasn't a huge fan of it. And I was just thinking, because it used to be like one of my favorite beers, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is my palate just changed or what have you? And then I've got a 2.5-year-old, so sometimes I do something and then get distracted. So I pulled one out of the fridge a while ago, and I was like, you know, because I wanted to be like, I want to taste it cold, maybe that'll affect it. And I pulled it out, set it down, and then I had to go chase my kid for a little while, and then came back to the beer as it had like slightly warmed up a little bit. I tasted it. It was fucking fantastic is what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is what I remembered. This is amazing. I'm glad I still have a ton of this. So I put a bunch of them in the fridge. And And then the next day, I grabbed one out of the fridge directly and cracked it and poured it in my glass. And I was like, this isn't the same beer. It was like, because it was just a little too on the cold side. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize that it was so delicate on specifically the serving temperature. Because we have our fridge set a little on the cold side. But
Mine too.
yeah, it was just kind of like, it was just one of those things. Like I knew like temperature affects like the flavor of beer. Like if you have a barrel aged stout or something like that, usually you want to let it warm up and, aerate a little bit. But, this was just sitting on my counter closed, and, I guess my fridge is just a little cold for it. So the subsequent ones that I had in there, I'd pull it out and I'd just let it sit for 5-10 minutes on the counter, and then open up, and I was like, no, this is fantastic. This is what I was looking for. Detraction from it all, but yeah, that was my experience.
Hacker Score. There's some good German quality hefties out there, but I mean, it'd be nice to see a brewery do one that's evened out like that. It's not like over the top banana. But it's really hard to find.
The last brewery around here that I really feel it that's done one in Kalamazoo, like ended up adding vanilla to it too, and it's just like,
Yeah.
Come on, like
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
That's when you get like a really nice important Munich Dunkel, and it's like super fresh, which is a rarity. And you get like that nice crust and like the chocolate and like that rich. It's a rarity, but like that's the style like that. Like it's a rarity to get like a German beer in its purest form.
Yeah. Yep.
I think we're about to get spoiled in Kalamazoo next year. That beer garden that opened, they're buying like kegs of this stuff, like as fresh as they can get it from their distributor, and it was good.
I was sad they closed for the season.
Yeah,
like Andrew and I went there twice. We technically attempted to go there 3 times. We tried to go there once, and I can't recall why, but they were closed. Maybe it was just like their normal close day. I want to say it was like a Thursday or something like that. And then we tried to go like during their open hours. Again, I can't recall when, but they were closed for a special event, which is that they were preparing for their Oktoberfest party. I was like, damn it. And then we were like, okay, well, no, we're going to go this day. And then we look up on their website and they're like, the day beforehand, they were closed for the season. I was like,
yeah,
fuck. So I haven't been there yet, and I'm upset.
Steins Park, Kalamazoo, come visit.
I love the concept.
It's great. There's no indoor seating. It's 2 buildings, technically 3. There's a food building, a beer building, and a restroom building, and there's no seating inside. It's all outside. So it's seasonal. He'll open back up once it gets warm again. He left the country until it gets warm again. I think he has like a house in like, fuck, I don't know. He told us some other country, but he's from Germany. He came here to work, I think, at like to work for like either Stryker or some other like big Kalamazoo company, and he missed his,
He misses the German
his
style
roots.
beer garden. Yeah.
And so he was like, I'm just gonna fucking do it. And he
It's
did
a
it.
fantastic
It was awesome.
idea.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's just all outside. So
Nope, got that.
well, I'm gonna crack I have a smooge that I'm gonna crack, and we can maybe work on finishing up the evening, because I know people have shit to do on a Tuesday in the middle of the week, even if it is a holiday. I probably should have shaken this up a little bit. You got what, Matt?
Grab one
I
more.
only got a 3-day work week, so that'll be nice.
Is your company
Same
closed
here.
on Friday too, or did you take the day off?
No, we're closed. So
Nice. Speaking
should
of
be nice.
unattractive,
The
seltzers,
fuck is
Oh,
that?
that looks oxidized, whatever it is.
That's the strawberry banana.
Oh, it's a
smoothie.
smooge. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
It looks fucking disgusting, but it tastes like amazing.
You know, I got up and got beer, but I gotta hit the bathroom, so I'll be right back in a
Nah,
second.
you're fine, man. Ugh. I hate like drinking and pouring these because it's like $5 a can for these things, and like the only reason I bought it is because
What-
we're doing like seltzers tonight. But fuck, that's already
What is
justified.
it? It's a seltzer?
So, do you know Holmes Brewing in Ann Arbor?
No.
Okay, so Holmes, they're sort of like a, I don't know. I kind of want to call them a hype brewer. They do a lot of like New England IPAs and stuff like that. They do a lot of things with fruit and stuff, but
They're kind of a hype brew, but
yeah, and their food is really good. They're a cool brewery, and they put on like a sour festival every year called Nucleate. I don't know. They're just really they're a nice brewery. They're cool, but they started a sister company. I believe this is a whole separate company from Holmes called Smooge a couple of years ago, and yeah, to do hard seltzers, but they are doing hard seltzers with like legit like tons of fruit puree. So
Okay.
like not just like not just like chemical flavors or whatever, but you know,
Right.
you get unfortunate things like this.
wow.
That look fucking terrible. This looks fucking. It looks like fucking diarrhea, but it tastes really fucking good. It's 5.5% quote unquote. I would hope that they're accurate on their ABV, but
So Holmes put out what is it? I think a key lime pie sour. I'm not a huge sour fan, and I hate key lime pie. And I had that, and I was blown away. Like it was so balanced out, and it was delicious. It was great.
it's like you can't call it a seltzer anymore. Like it's unfair to call it a seltzer and like compete. But these things are like $5 for a 12-ounce can, you know, and because it's so good. Oh, dude, it's terrible. She goes, it's hideous. Yeah, it looks terrible. It's like a melted fruit milkshake or whatever that just happens to be alcoholic and called a seltzer. Like you can see the fruit crap on the side of the glass. Like there's no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I bought it because
that's the kind of drink you just drink out of the can for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you don't pour that one in a glass.
Mm-hmm. I should have. Absolutely. I wonder if they have like disclosures on the side of the can, like
don't pour it.
We're used to. Yeah.
What's this?
Smooge. Just it looks fucking heavy. Shit, came in. She's just like, I can't. Like, I don't want to drink that, but it's so good.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're basically just drinking fruit puree. I mean, you can make this thing with like a little bit of vodka, probably, and some fruit, and have it not taste much different.
And a good blender.
Mm-hmm. The thing that I wonder about these is how they can them. So, I guess this is really, really, really well pureed. But like, if you were to put something like this in a can and you have the slightest bit of like chunk, like it's gonna clog something, right?
Yep.
So you must have to puree this stuff really, really, really well in order to make it not clog something. I don't know how they do that.
Oh, it's classified as a hard smoothie, not a hard seltzer.
Okay.
So
Is,
maybe that's
is that a
why-
different? Yeah, is that a different classification? Oh, this is underneath the ABV, sir. It says hard seltzer with fruit.
Oh.
I don't know if we can.
Well, because I would expect like a smoothie to be more like thicker and
It totally is. It's totally thick, but this
like the body would be totally different.
they market this as a seltzer. So it's basically just they probably
It's gonna
make
be
the
some
base
kind
and
of
just pour
Starbucks
fucking-
kind of
Oh yeah.
quality drink
Well,
process.
it looks like you can buy it at Kroger. So
You can. Yeah, it's available all over. You should buy some, Matt.
yeah,
You should try some.
I'm going to.
It's
I'm going
very
to.
good. Like
Yeah.
the few that I've had, it's very, very good. I don't like we said, I don't know if I would classify it specifically as a seltzer. Probably closer to a smoothie, but because it's
Yeah.
thick.
The carbonation just you can't have it in something like this.
Right.
Ugh, it looks fucking terrible.
Well, now I'm interested.
Highly recommend. Yeah, so thank you guys, I guess, for being on. I don't want to draw this on longer than we have to be and just going on and getting drunk and whatever.
Oh,
Joe,
there goes Joe.
disconnected.
Yeah.
His buzzer's going off again, probably. But
Brr.
Matt, do you have any tidbits on like what you're gonna be putting out in the next month here? You said you're doing a Schwartz beer and you're doing a
Yeah, I'm doing this I should be making a video on a Schwartz beer. I should make a video on. I want to make a video on homebrew flavor. So
okay.
So like you know how like you're drinking beers and it tastes like homebrew.
I do.
Yeah, it tastes like homebrew.
I think that's very unexplored. So that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about homebrew flavor and pretty much like what homebrew flavor is. Because I know it's my dad and my brother were talking about it. They're like, it tastes like homebrew. Like if you go to a brewery, it doesn't taste like this. So there's like a unique thing. But essentially, it all comes down to fermentation health and fermentation temperature. You know, there's a mixture of different off flavors that can be generated. But so I'm gonna do a video on that. That may or may not do well. I don't know. We'll see.
Go in. We'll
look
out for that. Joe, I feel like I haven't seen you drinking at all tonight. I appreciate you being here and being more sober than the rest of us. I don't know.
No, I've been drinking a lot actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say he just filled up his glass.
I've been frozen so many times, you just haven't
That
seen
must
it.
be
So.
Yeah.
He's too busy doing laundry.
The cat is in the same spot. Yeah.
Yep.
Usually down here, but she was down here for a second.
Well, we're gonna be on more in 2023. We're gonna hit episode 100 in 2023.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Maybe we'll do another Friends episode for 100 or something. I don't really know.
Let's make it a celebration. That's a big one.
Yeah. We'll see. Brian Newcomb was in the chat a little bit ago. He was published in Zimmergy this year for a gluten-free recipe, and we are gonna hopefully talk to him and Blom Meadery in Michigan sometime either in December or January or something. I know we still have some breweries in Grand Rapids we want to talk to. We still have some homebrew shit that is going to come up all the time. So
yeah, his beers are getting way better. Like the gluten free. Like when I first met him, it was at the Cadillac when he first started doing that. I saw him doing that, and then like a couple of years later, this process was kind of streamlined. So he definitely knows the way to do it super quick, and the results are pretty damn good. So
yeah, we had him on in 21, and he shipped us some beer, and that was awesome. And I missed some messages from this week. I'm sorry. I know Brian, you're at work right now. I think he's at work right now, but I'll get back to you later this week, and we'll hook up again. But yeah, it'll be a good year. Matt, you got to come out to MHF this year. Anybody else that's listening,
Yep.
come out to MHF this year.
Everybody. Like, it's just a good festival.
It's
Like,
you just get converted. Like I think
Yeah.
MHF is on its way back up again. It's just again
I hope.
we have to rebuild all the excitement because COVID ruined everything
Mm-hmm.
for a couple of years, and so it'll be good. We'll rebuild it all. But yeah, thank you guys again for being on. I'm thankful for the opportunity to meet you guys. I would have met you guys if it weren't for homebrewing and stuff like that, and your people. And because I know you guys, I have learned more about brewing. Jordan got me into brewing in the first place, so
Okay.
yeah.
That's my highest accolade. It's just getting this guy in. That's,
Wow.
that's-
Create a phenom.
yeah, no shit. Yeah, like I didn't create shit. I was just like, hey, this is beer. You can do it at home, and he's just fucking taking it to the
I like
stratosphere.
beer.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep.
Well, thank everybody else for listening. I don't know if we'll turn this into a podcast. Why not? We'll still throw it into a podcast episode.
Why the fuck not?
But thank you. Have a good Monday. Have a good Tuesday. Joe, Matt, you guys have anything else you want to say before we bounce?
Plugs.
All right.
Thanks for having me on.
All
Yeah,
right.
dude,
Absolutely. Anytime, man.
You're always invited. And
Go Lions.
and I can't wait to see more of your videos and shit. And Joe, I can't wait to lose to more of your beer. So
Not in the current run.
Yeah.
we'll see, man. You're a fucking beast. But
We'll
all
see.
right.
We'll see.
Have a good night, guys. Have a good Tuesday. Have a good rest of the week. Have a good Thanksgiving. Don't bite too
Cheers.
much on Black Friday. Cheers. I think. Oh, you know what I forgot?
Does he got it? Can he
we
do
used to
it?
Do this outro thing. All right, we're gonna do this outro thing. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, here we go.
All right.
All right.
Bye.